Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Tuesday, March 29th, 6:38 a.m. in a raining and chilly Arizona desert. Okay, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. As always, a great image for HODL. And many people speak of, where are we in the great cycle, comparing the internet and different technologies and crypto. And ultimately, we are kind of right here. If you can see the image, a very old cell phone, and we've hardly even begun. So we have not even hit like first generation iPhone yet. I'm not even sure if we're really at like, BlackBerry with the clicky keyboard yet, or the Motorola flip phone. So really, we're just getting started. So a great case, a great image, a great meme for HODL. And if you happen to be down in any of your trades, just chill because ultimately we're just getting started. Okay, I'm going to put this in the live chat right now, and I'll stick it over in the Bitcoin Daily View Telegram chat also. I'll put it in the live chat. This is something worth checking out. Just a little bit of interest. This is Polydoge, just something I've kind of been digging for a while, and they're coming out with an algorithmic stable coin now. Something very, very interesting. You see very few new things in crypto. This, in my opinion, is kind of new, something that's not been done. If you want to start learning about it, I'm only learning about it right now. But a algorithmic stable coin is quite interesting, and also they're getting into yield farming and other things like that. So this is a very cool project. Just passing it along. I think it's cool stuff. Looking at Spaceweather, something to note: multiple CMEs are headed towards the Earth. We've had some M class flares that, of course, will correspond to CMEs. Here's the thing. I'll just read this. Sunspot, blah, 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 is busy. We had this one sunspot on the sun just going crazy, and a whole bunch of coronal holes right now. And uh, it's just quite an electric sun. And since yesterday, this one solar flare has exploded more than 17 times, 11 C-class flares and 6 M-class flares. That is nuts. If you're a Spaceweather fan. So anyway, here's the thing. It ain't the end of the world, but through the end of this month until like the 1st and 2nd of April, if you're a prepper at all, if you have a little bit of extra water, all these things are good. Some extra Twinkies or pasture-raised beef jerky, whatever it might be. Just be aware. We could see this affect some grid. We could see this affect communications. We are in a grand solar minimum. The ionosphere is weakening with that, which is a natural thing. So these kind of sun events, we don't exactly know what's going to happen. And when you get this many CMEs hitting us one after the other with a weakened ionosphere. No, it's not a Carrington event. The world ain't over. But just think about, what would you do if the internet didn't work for a couple days? What would you do if there were power issues? Do you have a plan with your loved ones and friends? How will you let each other know if you were just okay ultimately? Text may work before internet. Do you know your friends' text numbers and such? Is there a place you would meet? What if the power went out? Where's everyone going to meet? How are you going to take care of your friends that might need help, elderly in your neighborhood, etc., in your family? Just something to think about, because we are entering an extremely intense sun cycle. I've been following the sun for many years, and I have never seen 11 C-class flares and 6 M-class. Also, that in general, like plasma wind speed and such like that, is kind of getting this higher sustained level right now because of this. So anyway, just be aware next couple of days. Do you have your crypto all on exchanges? Is it all in a software wallet? Even a software wallet on a laptop or your local machine, a desktop? Do you have a Trezor or a Trezor or a Ledger, any kind of hardware wallet? Just something to think about. Do you have all your recovery phrases? You have a little bit of a window before this happens. I'm not saying anything bad is going to happen, but this is big deal. This is massive space weather. So just be aware that we could see, something happen. I don't think it's going to be a huge deal, but we're in uncharted territory. It's one of those situations where I don't want to talk this up. I don't want to talk it down. I'm just saying, have a plan, because this is only the beginning of this solar cycle. and it's 11-year solar cycle, and it's really starting to get crazy. So we may be living with, the power getting knocked out for a couple days here and there, now and then. Or maybe your cell phone just totally blowing chunks. What if your cell phone absolutely bricked? Do you have all your 2FA codes backed up? There are pictures that you care about. Anyway, just realize that there you go. That's all I'm saying. Just be aware. If you have family members that need medications and things like that, it's time to stock up a little bit. We're probably going to see the earth affected by these. Like, look right here. If you can see that, look at how many active sunspots we have. And these are just the big ones. And along with that, if you're new agey, enlightenment is said to come through the sun. And this is a big deal. And this is actually also cosmic ray energy is like almost like 0.05 of a percent. We actually have cosmic radiation, as they call it, which is called cosmic rays, which are getting through the ionosphere right now, way more than they ever should. UV levels are like 11 here in the afternoon in the Arizona desert, or this time of the year they should be like 4. So take care and just be ready because, ascension is coming, people. And also, there's a great book by Robert Felix called Grand Solar Minimums and Evolutionary Leaps. And just be aware, this actually will cause people to be crazy. This kind of puts a lot of stress on one's personal toroidal biosphere because you are connected to the sun. We live in its ionosphere. It does not live in ours. So when it has activity like this, you're either going to start to get deeply spiritual insights, God realization, or you are going to go friggin' crazy like a murderous orc. And I think you may see that. Good God, I was in Costco yesterday, and through that single experience, I pretty much lost faith in humanity for several days. Okay, right now, we're looking at 4 billion in Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours. This is really great. 2 billion on Binance, almost over a billion on Coinbase. Good retail trading volume, a little bit less than yesterday, but we're holding some good retail trading volume. I like it when these two agree. Cryptometer.io says 4.2 billion and good to go, up 31% last 24 hours. That's great. Market buys up 26%, market sells down 41%. And yes, I will not forget to make the globalists cry. I've kind of gotten away from that, and I realize it's important. So we will definitely hit that. Looking at trading volume for spot across big exchanges, I love it. We're seeing 24 billion on Binance. It's finally back in the game. Coinbase, it's been a good day when it was over 3 billion. It's at 4.5 basically today. That's badass. All the exchanges in general are showing gains in volume, some not as much as yesterday, but still, in general, retail trading is looking great for Bitcoin explicitly and spot. Looking at derivatives on Binance, above 70 billion is a really good day. We're at 68 billion. That's really, really rocking. So in general, volume good today. Looking at the top 100, most are in the green. Some are really in the green. AAVE, AVE is up got like 20% just recently. We'll look at that real quick. Waves up 45%. Geez, looking great. Thorchain, Ruin up 18%. Terra up 11. That's Luna. We have some, some great gainers, but in general, I don't really see maybe Kronos is a little bit in the red. Anyway, in general, we're seeing a great day, great setup. This V chain is down a couple percent. Zilliqa down a couple percent. I won't add Zill, but it's been pumping recently. So that's probably just a retrace. Anyway, market looks good. Bitcoin's pumping, holding strong, taking the market with it. I dig what I'm seeing. I like it. Wow, the big winners today are like Waves, Thorchain, Ruin, basically, and Aave, big gainers, and Terra's kicking ass too. So the trick is to be watching, trying to find these good setups, getting in, making the big money, especially if you can trade it against Bitcoin, if that is your desire, to make those great extra Bitcoin sats. So we're living in a great time right now. I'm trading all I can, and I will do my best to try to get on more often and show you setups that are just glorious, that I'm going to be sitting in, layering into, that may get explosions like we've seen recently. We are definitely in alt explosion territory. All right. Longs versus shorts right now. Longs for Bitcoin on Binance, 48% long, 51% shorts. So basically a short bias on Bitcoin. For Bitcoin on Binance, that makes sense to me completely, because ultimately, it's been pumping, and most people are kind of looking for a retrace, and that would make sense. It's pushed about as far as it's going to, but realize there's no top and there's no bottom. Bitcoin will do what it wants to. So just don't get caught in the trap. A lot of people are like, man, it's got to retrace now. I mean, I just want to be very upfront, honest. I don't really like anybody who prophesizes in that way. There's nothing Bitcoin. It's a little PSA for the day. There's nothing in a Lambo run like this that Bitcoin has to do. It does not have to retrace. It does not have to go to this level. If you're a person who's skilled with technical analysis and that's what you do, that's fine. And you're trading at whatever time frame you're trading, your 45-minute candles, hours, 4-hour daily, whatever, 3-day candles. Do what you do, and that's fine. But just realize that we are in Lambo territory right now, and we do not necessarily. Just don't get hung up on the rules and say it must do this now. Because if you're right by chance, you're going to say I was right. If you're not, you just tend to just be quiet, as always, right? So anyway, just everybody, don't buy into the Bitcoin has to do this or has to do that bullshit, okay? Because it's a great way to get wrecked, in my opinion. So just be aware of that. If you're a skilled TA person and you're actively trading, of course you're going to be using the charts, and you're going to be looking at making as much money as you can. Just don't fall for the nonsense of what it has to do. And also, yes, we do have history, and of course part of how you read TA is history. But really, whenever you're in pump territory or dump territory, I think that kind of goes out the window. I myself am going to be watching Bitcoin to see when it levels out, when we start to get some kind of we'll look at the chart. I don't want to belabor this. Anyway, Ethereum 51% long, 48% short, a slight more long bias for Ethereum. Looking at the markets here at 650 here, so the market's not open yet, but we can see a daily price here for the 29th on oil. So crude oil actually got below $100 a barrel, hitting that 50 moving average almost today with the wick. So oil definitely has been coming down in price. That's kind of good. DXY should be active. Yeah, DXY dumping hard today. The 20 WMA. But still above the 50. It looks like the S&P, did it just pre-market open? It did. Okay. Is it open? Time changed, right? Anyway, sorry. This is the 29th. So there's the candle for the 29th. S&P 500 appears to have opened with a gap towards the upside. That's friggin' psycho. Russell 2000 index opened, had a very, very shitty red, basically just a red wick yesterday as a candle. Today, explosion towards the positive for Russell 2000 index. That's wild, especially with the dollar currency index, the DXY dumping. Interesting stuff. Crude oil almost under $100. What's going on? Gold price today opens 29th. This is the 29th. This candle is valid. Wicking down to the 50 moving average. It's definitely giving back a lot of its gains recently. And the CFDs, silver price per ounce, it's about to lose all the important moving averages. It pumped, it kind of held that 314 moving average, but now it's dumping. It's under the 50 moving average right now. Probably going to go below that 200 moving average, maybe. That might be a spot that it bounces. Both the 50 or the 200 are good bounces. So silver, gold, dumping, S&P 500, Russell 2000 pumping, DXY dumping, oil. Well, it's kind of good when that one dumps. Maybe we'll see it close today under $100. We're seeing some optimism, and I think a lot of it may be because there are some good Ukraine talks going on. It does appear that there might be some, chill in that battle. Looking at, and I want to look at. Can I do something? Will you guys forgive me 1 second if I look at something? I think this is kind of a valuable thing. Let's look at it's the ruble, U.S. ruble. Okay, so the ruble bought. Okay, the ruble. So this is USD bought with the ruble. Okay, so as you can see, if you bought the ruble with USD, you've been losing money hardcore on this. This is a 4-hour chart. Let's look at a daily. I'll get to this quick today. I know we all got stuff to do, but I just want to make this. I think this is a real indicator we can start using to see a lot of what's going on in the world. So here's the US dollars bought with rubles. No, it can't be USD bought. That'd be backwards. USD bought with rubles. So that'd be like USD bought with rubles would be losing. Doesn't make sense. Let me try this here. Ruble. Sorry, it is actually morning for me. USD. Can I play that one? That makes more sense. Okay, so if you had bought the ruble with dollars. Oh shit! Sorry. You know what? I get this backwards so hardcore. I don't want to waste everybody's time. We'll look at this in the future. One of the things that I was noticing is that the ruble did take a hit, but especially with the where's my article that I was looking at here? This. I wanted to point this out. So the ruble, as we just the other day, like yesterday or the day before, Putin did speak about backing the ruble with gold, and it looks like in general the fixed price would be 5,000 rubles would equal price of 5,000 rubles per gram. So the Russian central bank will restart buying gold from banks and will buy a fixed price of 5,000 rubles per gram between March 28th and March 30th. So what it looks like is that, Russia is setting up to gold back the ruble. And of course, now they're saying to European nations, you got to pay in rubles. So this is a very interesting situation. And just something to note, this, depending on how you look at it, this is what is really going to make the European countries suffer a tremendous amount with these sanctions and stuff like this. And really, a gold-backed ruble, sorry that I'm just a little bit, sorry guys, I woke up, I always get this crap backwards, but I mean, I am awake, but I always get this confused. Ruble, so if you bought rubles with USD, oh, screw it. Let me figure this out later and I'll come back. Anyway, the ruble is definitely starting to gain. It lost a lot, as we can see here, but now it's gaining. And it just broke the 50 moving average. So if you bought, it's like, USDT. So if you bought rubles with USD, here we go. And sorry, guys, this is one of the things about doing it live. You just friggin' log on and you do it, okay? Here's the thing. Now I got my shit together. So this is it, right? So if you had bought rubles with USD, okay, back on like the 17th of February, you would have lost your ass, right? Then we had this pump for whatever reason, kind of a fluke, the 9th of March, whatever. That didn't last very long. But look what's going on now. It's gaining. And especially, I would say it's gaining. These are daily candles. Look where it started to really, I'm going to say right around here. You can see it had some support. It was working here, and now it's taken off and it's broken. Look at that important moving average. This is a big deal. It broke the 50 moving average here on the daily, and it's above the 20 WMA. So the ruble is definitely, starting to almost return to where it was before it started. And so, if I do a reverse Fibo here, which always makes me seasick, oh my God, to do this, but an upside down one, if you look at it, the ruble pretty much, if you look at, from the 16th of February to its lowest wick down here on like the 17th of February, no, I'm sorry, the 17th of February, looking at the 7th of March was its lowest wick, it's back 75%. Against the dollar. So are sanctions working and all that crap? I think when we start looking at this, a country just insisting, hey, we're going to do a gold-backed currency, and that's how we're going to do commerce here in the BRIC nations, most likely. Guys, this is how World War III is fought. This is how it's won. A bunch of friggin' rednecks with big guns and a lot of American exceptionalism are about to, along with a bunch of Europeans, maybe seeing an economic disaster. I don't think the BRIC nations did this, and it is a BRIC nation. It's not just Russia. This was not some half-assed venture. Okay, this was not a Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, dude. This was planned. Okay. So anyway, on the weekly chart, huge deal. This is Bitcoin. As you can see, positive MACD cross here for Bitcoin. We're above the 50 moving average now. We opened and today above the 50 moving average. We crossed it yesterday. I'm sorry, the week. That's a dumbass thing to say. This week, forget it. It's morning. We are above the 50 moving average, okay, on the weekly. That's really friggin' awesome. We have a positive histogram opening here on the weekly. This is definitely bullish. This is a big deal. well above the 200 moving average down here, this white moving average you can see. So definitely, we have a glorious upwards momentum going right now. We're above the important moving averages. This is going to make the daily and shorter time frames definitely more likely to be towards the upside until this tangent turns around. But right now, it's starting below the mid-range of the MACD. I think we're just getting ready to see a nice run back to all-time highs, probably. All right, Bitcoin versus USD on the dollar, on Bitcoin versus USD. T on Binance. If we look, we have a powerful daily MACD, just glorious, glorious, glorious. We're above the 314 moving average, and now, as we were yesterday, we're challenging that 200 moving average. Now, here's where I was bantering, and I was probably boring everybody to death. Don't listen to the "it's got to do this" crowd. Look, okay, it doesn't got to do anything. Okay, it's going to do what it's going to do. Do your best to figure that out by a TA and be where you want to be, but don't listen to the "it's got to do" people. Okay, because right here, if we get rejected by the 200 moving average, we'll probably get rejected hard, and then kind of range and then take off, or just sort of like get rejected and just blow it down to like the 50 moving average again, or something like that. So, and I'm just saying those are possibilities. It isn't what has to happen. But if we do this 200 moving average, find support, then start going up, especially with the positive weekly and positive daily charts. Dude, we're gonna friggin' rocket ship to Pluto right to all-time highs again, in my humble opinion. Okay, those are just probabilities, but I would just say that right now we are in a critical moment. Nothing Bitcoin has to do; it may do what it so desires, and so boom. Okay, that's the case. 45-minute chart is strong. It's been riding above the 200 moving average for quite some time. The longer it rides above the 200 moving average, which is the white one here, we had this beautiful cross way back in like a 15th of March, and it's been holding that, kind of bounced a little bit like the 21st of March, but in general, this thing is running. Bitcoin's looking strong, looking beautiful, looking powerful. I like what I'm seeing, and we definitely yesterday we pumped hard, got to the top of the RSI cave here, as you can see, got rejected. It's natural, and now we're back under it. We're kind of in the middle. Indicators look like it's time for a turn up after a little bit of sideways this morning. So definitely, we could see that 200 moving average on the daily get broken today, and if it does, bam. So I would say personally, one of the things that I'm going to do right now on the daily chart, I'm going to put an alert for a Bitcoin crossing the 200 moving average. Okay, Bitcoin one day crossing 200 MA. Big deal if that happens. We really are going to have so much upwards momentum. Just watch out for volatility in the alts if Bitcoin moves that hard. Okay, SHIB versus USDT. I'll just mention this because it's how a lot of alts are doing. Looking at back on the 3rd of February, SHIB took off. It's been running pretty good. It found support on the 786 fib line. Now it's about the 618 golden pocket. Now it's found support after a burst above the .5 fib level. At the .5 fib level, it's already wicked above the 382. All indicators are looking good. If it can hold this nice upwards momentum in general, today looks like a more sideways than up, but definitely all I really care about today as far as performance is if it can keep support above the .5 fib level, and SHIB versus USDT definitely may be in for a run to follow Bitcoin. Sol versus USDT. We see this beautiful 200 moving average crossway back on the 15th of March, which has been kind of struggling, but now it's pulling away. Challenge on top of the RSI cave. We'll probably get rejected, but it's fine. Indicators are looking okay. Sol versus USDT back in action. Many people have traded Sol versus BTC, and many of them are really in the red right now, but we are seeing some beautiful stuff going on right now. Let this thing render. Sol versus BTC. Why do I not have a thing that I want here? Don't know why I'm not seeing all my indicators. The chart's not quite rendering right. Sorry about that. But in general, there it is. Just took a minute. Sol versus BTC has been holding above the 200 moving average just barely. And right now it's challenging the top of the RSI cave. The indicators are probably going to go sideways more than up today. But still, it does look like Sol versus BTC has found itself probably a bit of an upwards channel here. And let's see how it rolls. So for many people who have gotten into Sol versus BTC and found themselves in the red because it kind of went wrong a little while ago, I think we're going to start getting back into profit. So just let you know, I think we're looking positive there. As always, everybody, I'm going to throw in Shane's little comment here, make a globalist cry. And I definitely think that's the case. We have a lot of craziness going on in the world right now. We have the sun trying to make people go crazy, and also the sun trying to help those who are ready get enlightened. And that is what the Bitcoin truth seekers are all about. And for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, and you know what? Also Shiba Inu, and really any damn crypto, okay? Except BSV. Bitcoin Satoshi's vision is a bullshit scheme. Hate it, allegedly. Just saying, I don't like it. Other than that, if you own a crypto, you are making every single stat is a absolute statement of glorious belief in abundance, belief in life working out for you, that we can actually have a truly global peaceful revolution without borders. This is beyond all the bullshit that the world governments do. So really, like I always say, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, it is the ultimate statement of optimism, of a beautiful science fiction future, of the ascension of humanity. And it does, like Shane says, it makes a globalist cry. It's damn beautiful. I savor those tears. So keep crying, globalists. And we'll be back here to kick your ass again and fuck up your day tomorrow once again.